Welcome back to the second part of this tutorial. So what we want to do now is to add some widget up here. Okay, so exit out and let's come right down here. Okay, that will be good. That's in right here. And I'm going to, the first thing I like to do is, let's say self.label, or let's call that LBL reference. LBL reference itself equals a label, and this label will be inside inner top frame 1 there. So comma, I'm going to add font. Okay, well, I'll change the size of this font to about 12. And what else do I add? Okay, let me add text on it, and this text, I'm just going to call this text reference, and this my text, make sure it's inside a speech mark. There we go. And that's going to be reference number. That's okay. Enter another comma there. Now border, do I need a border for it? Let's just put a border for now. We can always change things around if we don't want that. Just get rid of it if I don't want it. And I will have a problem with the background because I've already changed the background to Gainsborough, so I might as well just change my background to Gainsborough here. I'm just going to copy all of these, come right down here, paste that there. Let's shorten it to BG. There we go. And there. I'm going to close that up, come right down here, and let's run this up. And this is going to be inside grid. That's going to be row 0, and the column is going to be column equals 0 as well. So that's the first one taken care of. Now I'm going to create another one. This is just a label. If you guys want to see this label, we'll run it and you see the label. And there we go. That's the label right there. Okay, let's close that. Now I'm going to create another one. I'll call it self.txt. That would be the text box that will be right in front of the label. So equals, it's called widget, text widgets. And this text widget we have will be inside right there. Copy all of this, paste it here, there, and make the border for that. Okay, let's make the border about 5. Change that to 5. Now I'm going to settle for a width of let's go for about 32, and let's justify it as well. Justify, maybe we'll go for left. Yeah, left, that's fine. Justify left. Okay, I'll just round that up. So I'm going to copy all of this, paste it right underneath here, and let's change this to txt. Why the column? Since the first column is 0, this one will be column 1 there. So I'm going to run it. Let's come in here, run, and see how that looks like. There we go. Okay, that's good. Close that. I'll just copy all of this now. All you guys need to do is just change things around. That is 2. Okay, I'm going to need about 3 here. Let's say 3 here. Then the arrangement, so that the arrangement will be in order. Alright, this one will be Let's change this one to first name. So that's first name here. There we go. Another first name, and so on. And this one is going to be surname. Repeat exactly the same thing here and change this to surname as well. Now the next thing we want to do is, if you notice, this one is column 0 and this is 1. So this is going to be, and this is row 0, so we want this to be on the second row, so that will be 1, 1. This one will be 2 and 2. There. So if I run it now, this is what you guys will see. What is the error? Okay, this is the error here. If you guys can notice, look at the first name. There's supposed to be a quote there. That is it. So let's run it again and see. There we go. Alright, you see the background, and that background, we need to take care of that background. Let's come right down here, and maybe I may have to delete this background. Let's delete it for now and just see it. I'm sure that's the problem I have in there. So change that again, run it, and let's see. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I don't need the background there because I already have a background. I did not define the background for that. Alright, so let's make use of the default background. So that is fine. Now we need another one here that is going to be on this side, and there's going to be 2 on this side really. So let's close that. So I'm just going to copy this 3, copy, and paste it right underneath there. I'm going, since I need 3 of those, paste there. So the changes that will take place now will be just the columns and changing of the names. So the first one here is going to be, let's come in here, we have 3, the first 3, that's the first 3, I don't need them, these very ones. Those ones are fine, but the ones underneath are not. So this is going to be row 0, yep, and this one will be 2. This one will be 3 and row 0 as well. The next one is going to be 1, that will be 2 and 3. Why this one will be 2 and 3 as well. Yeah. Okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, that's fine. And in that case, this one is going to be 0, 4. That's 4, 5. Then this will be 1, 4, 5. And the next one here is going to be 2, 4, 5. There. Okay, you guys take a good look at those. So when I run it, this is what you will see before I change the names around. Run. Oh, get rid of that 0. Wow, let's run it again. There we go. Look at that. That's nice. Okay, now I'm going to need 1 underneath here. The one that I need underneath here will be for the address, and I would like the address to span all the way from here to here. Why here? We have a search box in here, so close that and come right down here underneath here. I'm just going to copy one, I'll call it address, copy, then I'll start changing the names around. No, I need to copy all of this. Copy, come right down here, paste, So let me differentiate this address first. Let's just call it address before we start work on the different names. Yeah, that's quite easy. So you guys just follow this method. I know a lot of people like to arrange it in a different way, but I just feel it's easier for me this way. I don't want to go about, if you know what I mean, I'm talking about something like this. I just don't have the time for that. So that's the right way to do it, but I just choose to do it this way because I have enough room to work. Okay, now address is taken care of. With the address is going to be on row 3. So that's 3. And this one will be 3 as well. No, yeah, it's 3. Okay, that's fine. It's 3. And the search, let's copy one here. I'm going to paste one here. I'll call it search. Come right down. This is my search engine. And this one we have the following. Let's just call it txt search. Right there. And with this txt search is going to be rule number 3 as well. But in this case, it's going to be 4 and 5. That is fine. The width, I'm going to make the width about 33. Now let's come in here. Address. See with the address, look at it. This entering widget, I'm going to make that. Take note of what I'm about to do. Column span equals, I'm going to make that 3. There. Now let's look at the width. The width of that, I'm going to make it about 83. There. Let's make this one 33 as well. And this is going to be 33. Yeah, 33 as well. I think there's one more. Yeah, there's one more here. This will be 33. I will leave the rest as 32. So let's run it before I change the names around for the other widget. Okay. Alright. I just need to enter the address properly. Let's come right down. Let's see the address now. What did I do wrong? On the address, this should be, the column is 0. 0, and this column is going to be 1. Yeah, because it's on frame. It's on row 3. Yeah, that was the error. So let's run it again. There we go. Look at the address. See, there's that small changes to kill that. Right. And if you notice, I think this is a bit too long, so maybe I just have to reduce it a little bit. Yeah, let's reduce it. Instead of 83, I'm going to make it 81 or 82. Let's see, 82. And we take it from there. Okay, 82 is not bad. Right, now let's change the rest names around. So the next one is let's change all of these names. Close that. And you guys, I believe you know what to do now, since you know the main thing is to know how to create the widgets, which I've already shown you guys. So all we just need to do now is change the names. So this one is going to be known as telephone. So I'm going to copy that and just use it to change that around. Telephone. You can always ring the telephone. But when you ring the telephone, just keep watching your phone bill. There we go. There. So telephone is taken care of. This one, I'm going to call this very one rigid body. No, it's not rigid body, sorry. I'm talking about games. Oh, it's going to be called registration. Registration date. Okay, that's long. I may have to change this back to 83. Okay, registration date. So here will be reg date. Okay, copy all of this, paste it in here, there, and let's move this here. Registration date. Okay, now the last one, I'm going to call that proof of ID. And we have proof of ID here. So I'm just do lowercase. Yeah. You see my address here, this very one. I'm going to change the width back to 83 because of the length of this character. Registration date. Okay. So I've taken care of all of these. So I'm going to have to speed up this one, but before then, let me run it. You see what I'm talking about. There we go. Look at that. Okay. You see, this will be 83. So that's fine. See, all of this is done. I just need to take care of this 1, 2, and 3. You guys know what to do now. So that shouldn't be much of a problem. So we have 1, 2, and 3. This one will be date. And that is the date, today's date, not the date, not the registration date. So this is just date. So guys, that's what I'm about to do now, just taking care of all of this. I'm gonna speed up everything now. Yeah guys, all taken care of now. Those are the lines of codes. So I'm going to run it and you see what I'm talking about. There we go. Look at that. That's beautiful. Beautiful artwork. So all we need to do now is to get all of these buttons. We need to get them to do something for us. So end this as well. So widget, everything is in place now. So let's scroll right up here. Now, right underneath my frames, I'm going to declare some variable, or maybe declare them right underneath here. Yeah. So let's declare those variables here. Now, the first variable, I'm going to call it reg date. Registration date equals, it's going to be string character. Okay, that's string. And the next one is going to be, I'm just going to call that today's date. Date today. There, it's a string as well. Then let's go for reg number. Reg number, I'm going to use that. I'm going to use a random function for that. There we go. Taken care of. Now, you see for the date, those are taken care of. Let's do this. Let's take care of surname, first name, and so on as well. No, first name first. Surname. Okay, what is address? Now, what else do I have here? Let's run it and see what else I have. Okay, I've done this. Telephone number, we have that in here. Reg date, okay. Alright, let's come right down here and just do that. So we have telephone number next. Right. We have, I already have my registration date, so proof of ID, proof. Yeah, proof is enough. Okay, now we want date. I think they said today. Okay, date day. member type. Then we have member fees. There we go. So those are my variables. I think there are 10 in total. Yeah, that's fine. Now I'm going to take care of something quick. Let's take care of the random number and date. So I'm going to use these two, grab these two, and the random number as well. I need that as well, so I'm just going to copy that. Okay. Let's assume I have all my variables right underneath my initialization. Okay, and right underneath here, frames, I'm going to add my functions. So the first one is going to be for the date. So I'm going to say, let's say dot set, and that is going to be for the date method. Time dot string time, and I want it to be in quote %d slash %m for the month slash %y for the year, and we'll close that up. Double quotes. Yeah, that's taken care of. I'm just going to copy that. Copy everything there. Paste it here for the day. Okay, I'm using date here as well, but we can always change this. Okay, now for the random function, let's declare x as variable. Local variable x equals, so we need to now initialize the x with random dot rand int. So it's going to be all integer, and I would like it to start from maybe 102, let's say 22,000 plus. Yeah, that's fine. So that's my random number will start from between 100 and 22,399. That's the random number. So now create another local variable. So I'm going to call that random reference, rand f. Come in here, paste that in there. Rand ref equals, convert the whole lot to string value. So, and what are we converting? We're converting the data that we have in x, this one, and that's this. We now assign it right in here. So let's copy this, come right in here, let's say dot, paste that, and random reference is now assigned to my variable reference. Now 1, 2, and 3, I need to assign them to their various widgets. So let's come right down here. We need reference, that is reference. So right here I'm going to say comma text variable equals that. So the first one is taken care of. So the next one is reg dates. Let's look for registration dates. This very one here is going to be right in here. Registration date is known as reg dates. So I don't want to make any mistake here. Copy that. Copy, come right down, and say equals. Let me press enter here so that you guys can see it. Equals that. Now the next one is just the dates. So let's copy everything here. Come right down here. I'm going to put comma, press enter so that you can see it as well. And the date is that. Set the date. So that's for the date function. Let's see. There we go. Now let's run that and see how that's going to look like. We have an error. Okay, I have a choice. Delete one of those. Okay, let's see. And there we go. A random number selected for us. You see this question mark here. We need to correct that. That's not meant to be a question mark. Alright. Let's go back to the date. Where is the date? Oh, look, question mark. Change it to no forward slash. I mean, there. So that's taken care of, right? Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to take care of the. Let's take care of these two resets. Those ones are easy enough. So with the resets, let's start by creating our reset function. Let's say we just call that reset. So the first one is going to be, let's go for, I might as well just call all of this, paste that in there, paste, and that is going to be dot delete, and what am I deleting is going to be 0, end. There. Oh, this one would be txt actually. Txt. Right. Yeah, I need to delete whatever I have in there and refresh it. So that is for that, and the next one is first name. Copy save dot first name, paste that in there. Surname, repeat the same thing, and just copy this and paste it in there. Yeah, I will also need this. Let's grab all of this, copy that, it's just for my resets, paste that, get them indented back, right? And let's see, this is not finished yet, so you guys know what to do with the reset. Now telephone, grab the telephone number, paste that here, grab this, paste that. And if I go right down here now, I need to add the others, so let me speed that up. Right there, guys, those are my reset function, all taken care of. Okay, I can only reset one or two things in there that I believe I've assigned variables to. Okay, I've assigned variable here, so for the, that's the reset anyway. So let's run it and you see what I'm talking about. Okay, that's the reset, but there's nothing happening with this, so I'm going to have to add my reset function there so that we can, at least you guys will see the reset works. So let's come right into the button reset, copy that, and just use command equals reset. That's button reset there. Okay, right in here, I'm just going to say command equals reset, enter a comma there. So that's resets taken care of. However, I only have one. Let's drop this down so that you can see that. I only have 1, 2, and 3. So first name. So let's take care of first name. Come in here, copy that. First name. Paste that. Press enter here, and change this to first name. So that's the variable for first name. Surname. Surname. Repeat the same thing. There. That's surname there. There. So I'm going to run that, and you guys see that the reset is working. Okay, just enter whatever name in there. Yeah, Tony Montana. Let's put Montana here. Right, click on reset. There we go. You see the reset is working. But I expect the reset to generate random number for me there as well. Okay, so I think there's an error there. So let's see what the error is. Look at that. It's actually giving me, presume you guys can see that I've made a mistake in there. I entered txt there. So let's go back into my reg dates, txt reg date. date reg. That is wrong. It's meant to be called txt registration date. So I'm going to copy that. Okay, the right name for the widget is now in place, registration date, and I've also corrected this to member type. The other things that I've added now for you guys is, let's come right down here. Every single component now has their own variables. Okay, this variable is named according to the widget name. Look at this. So that is registration date, proof of ID, and in here the variable name is date to date. Member type, member fees, and if we come right down here, we have address. For address, the only one that has no variable is the search engine. So let's run the program and you guys see what I'm talking about. There we go. So we just have to make sure this works, and once it works, there. So let's click on reset. There we go. So let's take care of exit. Okay, right underneath here, close that. Right underneath here, I'm going to enter my exit. Yeah, right underneath this. Come right down here and just press enter. Okay, and let's start by defining my exit. So I'm going to call it I exit. Enter parenthesis and column. Then I exit, I'm going to say I exit, which is the name of my method there, equals tk inner dot. Once you hit on dots, there should be this dialog that pops up, message box, and this message box I'm going to say dot. The method I'm going to use, that would be ask yes or no. That is it right there. And all I just need to now do is to enter my argument. So this argument is going to be data entry form with database. Okay, that's the name of my system. So that will be the title that you will see on the message box. The second argument is just going to be confirm if you want to exit. That's the second argument, confirm if you want to exit. Close that. Now let's use an if statement to determine the selection made by the user, and that is going to be I exit. If it's greater than 0, enter a column there. Then we want it to be root.destroy. There, enter parenthesis, and you can return as well. Return there. That is the line of code for exit. If you notice, tick enter message box, because I have a library for it here. That is it. And I also call destroy root. That's the name of my application. If your application is called data, then that would be data.destroy. Okay, so that is that taken care of. Now all I need to do now is to call this inside my button. So let's come to button exit here. That is exit, and here I'm just going to say, okay, let's put that here. Command equals exit. So copy that. I've already pasted that anyway. Paste that here. Command equals exit. Comma there, I mean. So I'm going to run it now. Run that, and let's make sure the exit works. Now enter some data in there, and let's reset. There, click on exit. Nope, I don't want to exit. Okay, look at the first argument, data entry form with database. Confirm if you, that should have been confirm if you want to exit. Okay, I'm going to say yes, I want to exit. So let's go back into that declaration and just, or that function, confirm if you want to exit. So that should take care of that. So run that again. Would you like to exit? yes, I would like to exit. There. That's it. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of the second part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly with the database and so on, so that we get it out of the way. Thanks for watching.